So I'm going to take you through the basics of saddle stitch. So I'm just going to cut this piece of leather down to square with this circular cutting. Okay, so from here we can mark a stitching line. And at regular intervals, just mark it off here. Okay. So now we want our stitching awl, and we're just going to pierce through each of these points here. It should be very, very easy if it's sharp. The leather I'm using here is vegetable tanned, which is probably the best kind of leather to use for this because it's quite stiff still when it's new. So now we're just folding the leather over so these holes match up, and should be ready to stitch. So to stitch we need a length of linen thread. This is Coates Barber. Thread the needle. So for a saddle stitch you need 2 needles, and the idea is you're passing them back and forth throughout the fabric, through the leather. So this will be the needle on one end, and what we'll do is put a weaver's knot in it. So unweave the thread there and just poke the needle through, and then you can pull the excess, and that just gives a secure knot that doesn't take up too much room as it's going through the leather. So we'll do the same for the other end. As that's unwound, just pass the needle through, and So put it tight there. Okay, so now we have a piece of thread with a needle on both ends. So to start on the piece, we'll start from this end here, and we'll pass the needle through so that there's an equal length of thread on each side. Okay. So each hole, the needle will pass through both sides. So first of all, we go from right to left. Leaving a bit of a loop on this side. Then we take the other needle and pass that back through. Making sure that we loop through the middle of the other. And as we pass this through, we can bring this first needle and thread up through that loop. So what we're getting is kind of a knot basically through the middle of the fabric. And if you pull that tight, that should be quite secure already. So we'll just repeat that process until we've finished. So again, right needle through, leave a loop on that side. Just going to trim this down. Okay. Yep, so you've got this loop on the right side. And bring the other needle through. So that it passes through the middle of the loop. Again, bring this through and pull tight. So I've got a second stitch there, and the way it should be is sort of diagonally down each way. You see that slant there, and it's the same on the other side, slightly slanting upwards. And don't forget to pass that needle through there. Okay, third stitch done. A couple more stitches to do. Leave that loop there. Pass through. this time. There we go. So I'll just cut these threads off. So if you look here, we've got a clear set of stitching. The angle is the same each time, and we've got a neat edge along the top here. So thank you for taking part in this workshop.